Astrology isn't just about signs and symbols. It's a tool for navigating real life. Hello, and welcome to Astrology with Alisa. I'm your host, Alisa Dixon, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Last week, I shared that my stepdaughter, Kayleen, had invited me to go see a play with her. I had really been looking forward to it. We hadn't caught up in weeks, and we had a lot of fun. Our dinner conversation was great, and I was genuinely excited to go see a show. I used to do a lot of theater when I was younger. I loved being on stage. The nerves, the energy, the electricity of a live audience was awesome. When she invited me, she probably told me what we were seeing, but it didn't register. So we walked into the theater, and I saw this postcard with a night sky on it, and it said constellations. I pointed it out to her right away. I said, "Look at this, constellations, how cool." And she looks at me and says, "Yes, that's what we're here to see." And I just laughed because I hadn't realized that. And now I was even more excited. Live theater plus the sky, this was right up my alley. The tagline for this show said, "One relationship, infinite possibilities." Okay, interesting. But I still had no idea what I was in for. When the lights came up, there was no set, just a beautiful white backdrop, like a blank canvas. Two actors came on stage, a man and a woman, and they began their dialogue. They were meeting for the first time at a friend's barbecue, and their first conversation was a little awkward. After less than a minute, the lights went down. Small interlude of music, lights came back up, and the actors started over. Same scene, same opening line, same first meeting at the barbecue. But this time, the conversation went differently. A little better, not quite so awkward. After about a minute, same thing. Lights down, music, lights up. And they started over again. Another new variation. And I finally got it. One relationship, infinite possibilities. And this is how the entire play went. Every moment done 3 or 4 times. Different versions of the same life. Alternate reactions, alternate outcomes. As the play went on, as their relationship grew, we saw different versions of them moving in together, different versions of conflict, different versions of navigating serious illness, different emotional responses. And I have to say, I was beyond impressed with these actors and how quickly they could pivot, because the lights would go down on actual tears or on real anger. And then not 10 seconds later, they had to reset and begin again, fresh. It was amazing. The show was funny and heartbreaking, and it stuck with me. I left that theater thinking about infinite possibilities, about how many directions our lives can take from the same starting point. And that brings me to the astrology of it all. Last week, Saturn and Neptune met at 0 degrees of Aries. 2 planets, infinite possibilities. Anytime 2 planets come together, they begin a new cycle. Just look at the moon. Every month we have a new moon. That's when the sky is dark because the sun and the moon are together. And it's a time of new beginnings. During a new moon, you plant seeds for whatever you're looking to grow. Not actual seeds, although you can plant actual seeds, but I'm speaking metaphorically. It's the idea of something new, setting a new intention, trying a new thing, a new mindset. It's a reset. And this happens every month with the sun and the moon. Now, outer planet conjunctions feel different, a little more weighty, because they don't happen as often. Saturn and Neptune only meet every 36 years. The last time was 1989 in Capricorn. The time before that, 1953 in Libra. Before that, 1917 in Leo. Different signs, different stories. The sign colors the experience because the planets are the energy. The sign of the zodiac they're in is how they express. And now Saturn and Neptune have met up in Aries. Aries is the spark, the moment the match strikes, the first breath. It's leadership, courage, action. And while Saturn and Neptune do meet every 36 years, and they have met in Aries before, they have not met at 0 degrees of Aries, also known as the Aries Point, in thousands of years. This is actually a very big deal because the Aries Point is the very beginning of the entire zodiac. Pure creation energy. It's the origin point. And this feels to me very much like that white stage backdrop from last week, the blank canvas on which we get to write the next part of our story. One canvas, infinite possibilities. Saturn is form, commitment, reality, rules. Neptune is imagination, possibility, transcendence. Saturn builds boundaries. Neptune dissolves them. Saturn and Neptune together can feel like structures dissolving, things in our lives falling away. And I think many of us are experiencing that to some degree. But what if, because this is happening at 0 degrees Aries, at the very place where Aries strikes the match, what if this isn't just about things ending? What if it's about beginning differently? 2 planets, infinite possibilities. What if we lean into the higher expression of this energy, where we are building the foundations of our dreams, where slow and steady Saturn supports us through discipline, through consistency, through long-term growth, and dreamy, ethereal Neptune supports us through inspiration, through faith, through vision. Saturn and Neptune together supporting us to make something meaningful real in a sustainable Saturn way, but also in an inspired Neptune way. You guys, we are standing at that blank canvas, and that is exciting. And it can feel unnerving too, because this is the energy of taking a leap. You know that phrase, look before you leap? That would be Saturn, cautious. Aries might say, don't look, just leap. And Neptune says, trust. Trust that you'll land where you need to land. This is about leaping with awareness, starting that thing you've always imagined, trying something new, letting yourself believe it might actually be possible. And yes, with those infinite possibilities, Neptune has a lower expression. It can blur reality. It can drift. It can idealize something that isn't grounded. And Saturn has a lower expression too. It can be rigid, overly controlled, fear-based, especially in Aries, which can be forceful, impatient, reactive. But together, they soften each other. Saturn grounds Neptune. Neptune inspires Saturn. And that's where choice comes in, because there are always higher vibration and lower vibration expressions of the same energy. That was evident in the play last week. Same starting point, different responses, different story. I watched 3 or 4 versions of the same moment play out right in front of me. And I see that here with this energy at 0 Aries. This new beginning could unfold in many different ways, individually, collectively, and if we are intentional, if we are conscious about how we respond, we can direct this energy towards something meaningful. And that feels powerful. 2 planets, infinite possibilities. All right, everyone. This is a big week. It's a big month, really. In addition to this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, we are still in eclipse season, building towards that Virgo lunar eclipse on Tuesday. And if all this wasn't enough, our friend Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow. So if you missed last week's episode, I talked through 4 practical tips to move with erratic energy. Take a listen if you haven't yet. I think you'll find it helpful. I'll be back with you again next week. And if you'd like to hear more from me in the meantime, please check out my new Sunday series on the Fun Astrology podcast. I always have new episodes here every Wednesday and over there every Sunday. As always, I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Hey, Astro friends, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, follow the show, or leave a review. Let's keep growing this beautiful little community together.